You know, sometimes forecasting the weather is pretty straightforward. Well, this is not one of those times. Right now, what's happening over southern India is a real head scratcher for forecasters. We've got multiple weather systems all in a tug of war, and it's making things incredibly hard to predict. So in this explainer, we're going to dive in and break down what's really going on. So what's creating all this confusion? Well, it's not as simple as tracking one single storm. What we've got here is basically a fight for control in the atmosphere. There are several different weather patterns all competing at the same time, and that's making things complicated. Right, so to get really specific, why is it so complicated? I love this analogy. Think of it like an atmospheric battle royale. Normally, you've got one big dominant weather system that computers can easily lock onto. But right now, nope. We've got three different systems all vying to be the boss. Okay, so let's introduce the contenders in this atmospheric drama. First, you've got a low-pressure area over in the Arabian Sea. What's that? It's basically like a vacuum in the sky just sucking up moisture. Then, you've got these two other big spinning systems way up high in the atmosphere. One is hanging out near Sri Lanka, and the other is over by the Malacca Strait. And each one is trying to pull the weather in its own direction. And here's where it gets really tricky. Because of this atmospheric tug of war, the computer models can't agree on what's going to happen. It's like the computers are arguing with each other. One model says one thing, another says something completely different. This makes it impossible to figure out the genesis point. That's just a fancy term for the exact spot where a storm could officially be born. Until one of these systems wins out, the future is anybody's guess. Now, this whole atmospheric battle, it's not some abstract thing that's happening way up in the sky. It's having real effects right now on the ground. So let's shift gears and look at the rain that's already fallen in the last 24 hours. And here you go. You can see it right away. While the computers are busy trying to figure out the future, the rain is already coming down. And right now, the bullseye for all this activity has been the Nagapattinam district. It's seen some pretty significant rain, and it's a direct result of this atmospheric clash. Okay, check out these numbers. This is pretty incredible. Look how focused this rainfall is. Setzipolam and Thirumarogol both got over 46 millimeters. That's not just a random shower. This tells us that these competing systems are funneling and dumping all their energy and moisture right into this one specific spot on the coast. And of course, weather never stays in one place, right? It doesn't care about state borders. So this big, messy system is naturally spilling over into the neighboring states. Let's take a quick look at what's in the forecast for Kerala and Andhra Pradesh. All right, first up, Kerala. You can really see a clear pattern here. All that moisture getting pulled in from the Arabian Sea is just hammering the southern and central parts of the state. Alappuzha in particular needs to be on watch for some very heavy rain. But as you go further north, things start to calm down a bit, which is good news for those areas. And it's a very similar picture over in Andhra Pradesh. It's all about how close you are to the coast. The southern coastal areas, we're talking Tirupati, Nellore, they're getting the brunt of it. But as the system moves inland, it kind of runs out of steam and the rain gets lighter. Okay, so let's bring our focus back to Tamil Nadu, because that's really the center of the action. We're going to break down what to expect across the state today, region by region. So for the coastal areas, pretty much everyone is going to see some rain. It's going to be a wet one. But you really need to keep an eye on that delta region, around Nagapattinam and Vidaranyam. That's where we could see some of those really intense, localized downpours, just like we saw in the data a minute ago. Now, as you move inland, things get a lot less certain. The rain will be more scattered, kind of hit or miss. And this is what's so strange about this whole setup. You've got the coast getting absolutely soaked, while just a bit further inland, places like Tirupattur and Krishnagiri might not see a single drop. It's a real mixed bag. But, and this is the most important part of today's forecast, while the rain is all over the place, the real story, the biggest concern is what's happening way down in the southern districts. That's where conditions are expected to be the most severe. And we're talking about these 5 districts specifically, from Virudhunagar all the way down to the tip at Kanyakumari. They are in the perfect spot geographically to get hammered with the most concentrated moisture. We're not just talking heavy rain here. There's a real chance of very heavy rain. This is absolutely the zone to watch today. Okay, that was a lot of detail, I know. So let's zoom out. What are the main things you absolutely need to remember from all this? Let's boil it down to 3 key points. So here's what you really need to know. Number 1, keep your eyes on the south. Those 5 southern districts of Tamil Nadu have the highest risk for intense rain. Number 2, for pretty much everyone else on the Tamil Nadu coast and in most of Kerala, just expect a wet day. And number 3, and this is the big one, nothing is set in stone. This situation is changing, so you have to stay updated. And that brings us right back to where we started, with this huge question mark hanging over everything. As these 3 systems keep wrestling for control, we still don't know who's going to win, and more importantly, where a potential cyclone might finally end up. It's a fascinating weather puzzle, and we'll just have to wait and see how it all plays out. Thanks for joining me for this breakdown, and please stay safe out there.